Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Meta Messiah. And today we talk a little bit about Okinami and where we're at. And despite having COVID, I'm going to do this video regardless. My voice is starting to come back, and I have some more energy, so I could do a little bit longer of a video, edit it, focus, use my mind. It's getting sharper, better each hour. Let's talk a little bit, folks. Nami, Army, whoever's left. I see that some people are defecting in terms of the Telegram link here in the description. And I put a little video on TikTok. I'll put the link there in the description as well for all you Okinami fans. And aptly, it's got the song by Simon and Garfunkel, The Sounds of Silence, or The Sound of Silence. Because the dev of the Okinami project, wherever he or she is, or they are, yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything from the dev in over 90 days. It's been a long time since that November message, so I think we're getting close to 4 months. And people are getting very impatient. Losing faith. So therefore, I'm going to talk about Mount Kailash. It's in the blockchain messages, folks. The dev purposely put it. Everything here is very purposeful, deliberate, planned, methodical. The dev put Mount Kailash in the blockchain messaging for a reason. A, it's a divine place. Let me just put a little photos, little slideshow of Mount Kailash up here. It's a sacred mountain to Hindus and Buddhists, and few have ever climbed it. Apparently, the fabled Milarepa, who is on the Ryoshi Research Twitter account as the avatar, is one of the few people ever to have climbed it. And first of all, it's almost an insurmountable mountain. To get to the peak of Mount Kailash, you'd have to be a very, very, very skilled climber. There's not many paths to get onto the top of the pyramid structure of the mountain. It's very odd shaped in that it's almost an unnatural peak shape. Whereas once you get to the summit, that's hard enough to get to the summit, but to get to the peak is rather a very technical climb. So you'd have to be very, very able and have all the equipment to do it. It may involve a certain level of climbing and hiking. But to many, you're not supposed to climb it. It's a divine place where the gods reside at the top. So it has that sacred space element to it. And if you're Buddhist or Hindu, you'd probably recognize that more and respect it. Not necessarily of those backgrounds, but anybody who just respects people's beliefs would say, okay, I'm not going to climb a cathedral wall, you know. Let me just say this. There hasn't been any news. There hasn't been much going on. I mean, the website goes on and off. That indicates it. I mean, why not just shut down the website? Let it go. If you're done, if you've already scammed everybody, let me just put this. What would be the point of rectifying the website? If you're done and you have nothing left, if you've already gotten what you wanted out of it, the website's gone down multiple times over the last 4 months, and it comes back up. And during that time, the ETH Foundation was added to the, if you go to kanagawanami.com/ETH, it goes to the ETH Foundation website, as far as I know. I'll check it again today, and I would imagine it still does the same. But it was down this past few days, I think. It might be back up. I don't know. Why not just let it go? I mean, obviously somebody has to do something behind the scenes on the dashboard for this website to get it back up. It won't go back up on its own. So if you've abandoned the project, I've seen this in other projects too. If you've abandoned it, the websites don't come back up. They're done. Plus, it costs you money to pay the server fees. And once that's done being paid for, they just go away. it just doesn't make sense for that website to continue on. We've seen some testing on the Gorelli network, I think, as well. I think there was some recent testing we saw that connected to the Okinami deployer wallet. I could be wrong about that, but I have to double check. But the surge isn't here. I mean, April 12th, I think, is the Chapella, coup de grace, and the culmination of the Shanghai update with Ethereum, and then the surge. But folks, the banking crisis just hit, and Credit Suisse and Silicon Valley Bank and Silvergate, all these other banks in the United States are in a bad spot. Look at what Ethereum's done. It's about to hit 28,000. I imagine by Monday it's going to be at 28,000 sometime tomorrow. Not a good situation, financial world, and a flock to the risk assets, Bitcoin, and then Ethereum. We're going to see a lot of stuff happening, especially in the crypto markets. What a perfect time for the project, losing value, and then all of a sudden some news comes out and everybody's like, oh crap, I sold, oh no, I better get back in right now. That's fine. You can still get back in, most likely, at these levels, and if you get in before it really is not a supply shock situation. If you're only buying on Uniswap and somebody gobbles it all up quick, you're not getting any. So if you sold your position and then try to get back in, it might be too late. And that's because it's not like there's a lot of supply running around after major buys coming in after some type of news that reveals probably something positive in some fashion. I mean, if you're a good person, let me just speak to the dev. If you're a good person, I think if you failed in this project, you just put out a message of some way and say, sorry, folks, in your own way. Maybe it'd be some type of Buddhist Ryoshi-like talk and like, well, the end is here, we failed, or something. Who knows? We couldn't climb the mountain. We gave up climbing. Sorry, folks. If you went through all this effort and it just was a failed project because it just didn't work or whatever, I think there'd be some type of messaging behind that. So it's not that. There are not enough indicators on this. Silence alone does not prove a scam. It just proves silence. Take it for what it is. Take it or leave it. I'm here to the end. I want to see this through to the end, folks. I hope you do too. I'm willing to climb the mountain I want to see that peak, I will stick it out to the top, and it's going to be hard as hell. Probably the worst patience. If you have the worst patience, you're not going to make it. You have to have the greatest patience in this. Or just buy it and forget about it. Just quit thinking about it. Come back in a year and see what you got. People fixate and they obsess way too much. Don't do that. This is not financial advice, of course. This is not investing advice. Entertainment purposes only. But you're looking at a good buying opportunity right now. It's low. You can get a lot for $145. You get 100,000 tokens. This thing reaches $1 billion market cap. That's a lot of money from a very small investment. Kind of like how SHIB was. And that's kind of how crypto is working. It's like the whole world is changing and the financial system's changing. And we all know it's coming. Those of us in the crypto space that believe in it know it's coming. Financial transactions are moving to the blockchain. Banks are not going to be the means of storing value of our currency and our monies anymore. It has to be on the blockchain for various reasons. It's the only way things can go right now. Yeah, CBDCs, they come out too, and I'm sure there'll be a competitor in the markets. There'll be regulations and all kinds of maelstrom and turbulence or whatever with CBDCs versus the DeFi world. It's going to be the big epic battle between DeFi and centralized blockchain assets. This is going to be fun. This is going to be cool, guys. Trust me. Those that are into the space, it's going to be fun because you'll make money. You'll be able to trade, okay? Get in and out as these things grow, and yet you started off with such a small investment. Imagine just $20 in something You're just like, yeah, just throw $20 worth of that token, and then all of a sudden you see you have $500. Okay, it's a pretty big gain from $20. Then you take that 500, you sell it, make your money, and you're like, I'll wait for a dip and buy the next thing, right? But from $20, you just grew a pot of gold from that. Granted, a small one, relatively speaking. But that's the thing, though. Everybody's being given a chance right now. They're like, all right, well, this is going to go whether you like it or not, and you can get in with very little and turn it into something very big. Again, folks, only the patient fisherman will catch the largest fish. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And I don't care about negativity. I just kind of block it out. If you're like me, you see negativity, I only look at facts. And I'm patient. Maybe it's because, to tell you a little bit about myself and ending here, grew up poor for the most part. My mom was schizophrenic. My dad was a horrible abuser. My mom, they split up when we were little. My grandma had to take care of us. And so I didn't have much in life growing up. And I had to deal with a disabled mother all my life. And I think that for me, was the first round of learning to be patient. Then I had a wife and kids. With 3 kids, you learn to be very patient. At least you should. Only the pure of heart are going to make it to the top of Mount Kailash. And that's probably because those that are pure of heart, those are quote unquote without sin that make it to the top of Mount Kailash, are strong and patient. Are you strong and patient? I mean, I can say I have a certain level of patience. I can say I have a certain level of strength. But I'm not bothered. I'm just sitting here waiting like everybody else, meditating through it all pretty much. Going into my little Chautauqua, just waiting, just like a lot of other things in life. But I focus on other things so much. I have my hobbies. You can see my office here, all this junk. You know, you've probably seen my bow over there. Okay. My ring light. There it is. Oh no, my ring light. I work on building things like archery bows and my paintings. Like, that's one of my paintings, my artwork. I stay busy. Crypto's a fun thing for me, sure. I love talking about it. But, you know, I don't let it rule my life. It should never rule your life. Money should never rule your life. You should rule over your life with your money, however you choose to wield it. So, for those who've lost faith, whatever, there's maybe next time, but will there be next time? I don't know. There's lots of opportunities out there in the crypto world, but only some are going to be really, really good, and some are going to be in between, and some not so good. But at this point in time, this is time to be quiet too. Join in the silence. If you like the little TikTok video, just listen to it. Simon and Garfunkel, love the song, great song. Please like, subscribe, share, support the channel. I'll talk about Okinami until the end, until whenever the end is. Okay, I really am interested in this. Maybe it's because of the Buddhist connection, because I happen to be a lazy practitioner, as I call myself, of Zen Buddhism, and I really apply it in my life. And if you are a Zen Buddhist, patience and waiting is just, it's just like breathing the air. It just become a automated, natural thing to do. Because if you focus on every little effort you do in life, every little thing you do in life, and try to do everything you do to the best and to the fullest, and live in the moment and experience as we're supposed to experience, everything just becomes part of the experience. And when you focus on the secret of life is just to experience life and all of its manifestations, all of its aspects, life isn't so bad. It's just when bad things happen, you need to learn how to deal with it. And adversity should be dealt with the same way as blessings and good things, with a prepared mind every time. There is no luck. There's just a prepared mind, okay? And if your mind's prepared, you can handle anything. All right, folks, till next time, thank you again for supporting my channel. Okinami people have been great in supporting me, and we'll see you soon.